Today we're going to be introducing our first trope. Trope are simply symbols that are used to represent notes. It's a shorthand. The three basic functions of trope that we're going to learn about are melody, accent, and punctuation. MAP, the acronym, once again is melody, accent, and punctuation. So the trope symbol tells you the melody. So you need to learn what the symbols look like, and it helps to know their names as well. Where the trope symbol is placed on the word tells you the accent, the A. This is the emphasis. Make sure you get it on the correct syllable. And then P, punctuation, a couple of tropes tell us where to pause, and Etnachta is one of those. So let's get started. So the introduction of the trope. Trope can be above the words or below the words. These boxes represent words. So this first trope is Merkha. Second trope is Tipha. Third trope is Munach. And the last one is Etnachta. You're going to see a lot of Munach, but we'll get to that later. If you read music, here's the music that we're going to be using. If you don't read music, here are the dots. Alright, I'll sing it, and then we'll review it. It's Merkha, Tipha, Munach, Etnachta. Let me do it again. Merkha, Tipha, Munach, Etnachta. Now you try it. And one more time. Merkha, Tipha, Munach, Etnachta. Alright, so now it's time to apply the trope to the words, because after all, this is really the hard part. So the first thing you'll want to do is read the words and make sure that you can read them correctly. So let's just read this first line. Vayomer Elohim Yehi Or. Alright, and we look at the trope marks. You sometimes don't get all the trope, but in this first example, we do have all the trope marks for this group. So it's Merkha, Tipha, Munach, Etnachta. So that means we need to make Vayomer sound like Merkha. And look where the trope mark is. It's under Yo, so that's the syllable that gets the accent. So that would sound like Vayomer. So we have to stretch it out, because Merkha only has two notes, but we've got three syllables. Now, Elohim. Here's the trope mark, so it's telling us the accent is on the him. We need to make that sound like Tipha. So, Elohim. Yehi. Once again, here's the trope. So we need to make the accent on the he. And it's Yehi. And then Etnachta, sometimes we have to chop off the notes. We've got a lot of syllables for Etnachta. There's three, but we've only got one syllable for or. So it would just be or. The whole thing together. Vayomer Elohim Yehi Or. Now, remember I told you don't always get all the trope symbols in a trope group. So now we need to identify which one this is. It's the one going up to the left. We look up here, and then we look up here, and it's Tipha. And then we have Etnachta. So the easiest way to figure this out is you're going to sing the ones that you don't have in your mind, kind of like singing the song Bingo. Right? B-I-N-G-O, I-N-G-O, except we're going to do it with trope. So it's Tipha, Etnachta. And then we'll take out the pause a little bit and go Tipha, Etnachta. Now, here's another thing with trope in Torah and Haftarah. Every word in trope in Torah and in Haftarah has to have a trope symbol. But you see, so what they've done is they've hyphenated these two separate words. And through the magic of trope, these two separate words are now one. So et haor needs to sound like Tipha. Right? So it's et haor. And ki tov needs to sound like Etnachta, ki tov. All right, let's review the trope group once again. Merkha, Tipha, Munach, Etnachta. Congratulations, you've learned your first trope group.